Let's give few more seconds, people to choose answer. I got few alphabets. I'm allowing people to think. Wow, I got C, D, A. It's going to be interesting. I have 3 alphabets now. Okay. Let me give another 5-10 seconds. Some more are still choosing the answer. Don't hesitate. I would expect everyone to choose at least one answer. Don't worry. No one is going to judge you. It's completely okay. I have some people watching from YouTube. Srinivas, I see some of you in the online. People online in YouTube or LinkedIn, please leave your answers. We will see what is your thought there. Okay. Then comes, okay, then let's go for the answers discussion. Somu, you are given V. Why I should go for V? Is it by mistake or intentional? If you thought. Okay, good. What we do here is, I could answer this question in a minute. I can show the answers right away, and but I don't do that. My intention is when we take a question, a discussion is much important. At least 3 to 5 minutes you discuss a question so that you get more detail of it. So I'm going to ask your help now. It's a very big question. A very big question. I want you to help me. What are the key terms as per your understanding? Because some of you choose A, C, D, or B also I have. I have all 4 answers. Tell me one interesting term in this question which I have to observe. Which one is the interesting term here?
Related hindrances.
Identifying hindrance.
Okay, let me go one by one. A project team is just completed an environmental scan and have uncovered a lot of related hindrances that would potentially affect the project delivery negatively. It's a big statement. Okay, so it's a statement talking about the group of people whom we call them as a team. They didn't tell what kind of team it is. Is it agile, non-agile? The question itself doesn't come here. They say a team. They stop here. That's a project team. When you say project team, the project team will have a goal. They will have a vision to complete. Something is there. The project manager. Now the new another character is getting introduced. Project manager is working with the team to understand the detail of each identified hindrances and how the hindrances relate to each other in order to understand the overall complexity of the project. Now another character is getting introduced called a project manager. So this person comes with leading the team or supporting the team. Now, this will enable the team to arrive at a plan that addresses the challenges identified. Now, this will enable. Okay, this will enable. What will enable as per the question? Which of the following techniques as a project manager are used in this instance? Okay, first let's go for the technique itself. Who is being addressed in this question? Who is a target in this question?
Project manager.
Project manager.
Okay, so let's go by the term itself. You have who is being targeted. That's a project manager. Very good. What is the tense of the question? Past tense, present tense?
Past tense.
Past tense.
Completed. Tense is past tense, right? But is it going to help in this answer choosing? I don't think so. It's just a message for us. What about the intensity of the problem? Is it a showstopper? Intensity?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Why? Which sentence says a showstopper here?
Potentially affecting.
Potentially
It's only
affect the
negative
project
hindrance.
delivery.
Potentially affect.
Okay, intensity.
Not a
Can I say-
showstopper, but
Not a
affecting
not a
negatively.
showstopper.
Yeah.
Potentially in future.
Yeah.
So should I call it as not a showstopper, but can I say high intensity, low intensity, moderate intensity?
High intensity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe
High
moderate
intensity.
Yeah, it will be high because there are number of hindrances.
High intensity.
High
High
intensity.
intensity. But I'm not using the word showstopper. Be careful. What is a showstopper means?
Lot.
You cannot work.
You cannot move forward. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's
No-go
gone.
situation.
Very good. Right. If my power off happens here, internet goes off, it's a showstopper, right? I can't conduct this session. Session is gone. Let's go to the fourth one. What is the last line of the question? What are the following techniques has the project manager used? I think this is a line you have to read. You have to read the last line. Now, when you've done all this stuff, now you can use the fifth technique. What is fifth technique?
Elimination.
Elimination.
Elimination. Okay. Now, this question is not too much of scenario, rather than it ask for a technique now. If I don't know these techniques, I cannot choose answer. That's a problem now, right? This needs a knowledge. This question you cannot choose by common sense. You should have a knowledge. What do you mean by knowledge? First, I should know which is a technique here, which is a tool here. Now, in this, which one is a technique, which one is a tool? First, I have to understand certain parameters. I could see some people went with the answer A. Why answer A? Is anyone who went with the answer A? Why you thought A is a good answer in this case?
We're thinking that we are focusing on the quality and
Quality of the product.
we want to remove the hindrances first.
Okay, okay. And that's a good thought. So TQM is used in quality management to look at quality. Quality means what? Quality means meeting requirements. Quality means meeting requirements. In order to meet requirements, how the quality can be achieved? Quality could be achieved when we have everyone in the organization involved in delivering a valuable product, which means you have upper management, you have a peer level, you have your team members, everyone participating. So now, by this technique, are they representing TQM? I'm hearing that, okay, they involved here, but here the project manager is working with the team to understand the detail of each identified hindrances. You are sitting and understanding each. For example, if this is a project, in this project, each section, wherever they have a problem, I'm sitting and talking with them because my project will have many, many places I'm talking to them. Whereas a TQM, it's about the organization structure, how your organization is to respond to the product delivery. Apart from project manager, apart from the team members, do you think any other people involved into this? Is anyone else involved into this?
No.
So
No.
so it's a little question mark here. I will not say a wrong answer. Let's hold it on because TQM could be more than that, right? Everyone in the organization involving total quality management. Let's go for critical analysis. What is critical analysis? If somebody went with the B, why you thought B is a good answer?
No, it's sort of, I went with that because it was again a guesswork because I still don't know the
Okay.
techniques. But then, yeah,
Okay.
it just has a more sort of, and a sort of it's based on the situation and the criticality. So I
Okay.
thought it is for the
Critical.
critical analysis.
And that makes sense. But do we have a technique called critical analysis? By now, somebody Googled it, you found it. What does critical analysis means as such? Is there a technique followed in management? Critical thinking is there. Do we have critical analysis? Or is it a made up term?
I think it's similar to critical thinking. So basically, you apply.
Critical thinking, more than
Your
a critical analysis. Okay, let's then park this answer. I'm parking A, I'm parking B. Still, I'm not convinced with this answer, right? We are not convinced. Let's go a little more down. Systems thinking. Now, what is systems thinking?
it's
If
basically
anyone, go ahead.
yeah. So normally, like in automotive sector, we do have like system level testing or something. So we have a
Ah,
couple of requirements.
ah,
So that tells you how other components are interacting with each other. Uh,
ah. Components interacting with each other. That's what it is, right?
yeah,
Which means, have you heard this term called a holistic approach?
yeah. Because you consider that as one entity,
Yes, yes.
and
Now,
then
there is exactly what you said is right. Whole entity, which means in this whole question, if you see here, there is something called overall complexity. And let me clear off all the mess up what I created here. There is, in order to understand overall complexity of a project, and this what you said right now, the connection between the components, right? Which means they call us a holistic approach. A holistic approach means seeing a big picture. That's what system thinking means here. Do you think seeing a big picture is happening here? You think so? This answer we had a doubt. This answer we had a doubt. This answer also, do we have a doubt or it looks closer to that?
Looks
If
closer.
bit closer, let's not conclude it. Let's stay there. Okay, I'll come back again. But keep in mind, systems thinking, you can take this example. If I want to stay fit, okay, I want to be fit. If I ask me or ask you, I'm asking you to stay fit. What is your holistic approach if you want to stay fit? When I say holistic approach, it could be your sleeping pattern. It could be your food. It could be your lifestyle of working. And then it could also be gym, exercising. Now, if someone says that I will do exercise every day because of which I'll stay fit, is this holistic approach, or as a whole thinking this, is it a holistic approach? Which one is holistic approach?
As a whole.
As a whole, right? When I do as a whole, this is called systems thinking. This is highly followed in lean management and goes further down there. It talks about system as a whole. How do you work? I think that's what I heard right now. Each component, how it works in a system, getting a overall complexity of the project. If I think just I go every day gym, I paid gym fee, every day I'm going, because of which I'll stay fit, but I'll drink alcohol. I drink once in a while alcohol, Shri. Is it okay? Not okay. I sleep in a week one day correctly, rest of day I'm screwed up. You're gone already. Food I eat mostly outside. I don't like cooking. You're gone already. Lifestyle, I work in a chair which is not comfortable, or my lifestyle is different. You're gone already. So holistically, you're gone, screwed up. Just going to the gym will not help. In a project, I will see how a lot of related hindrances. Okay. Now, still this answer looks a little more positive. Let's hold on. I'll park this answer 3 also. Let's go to answer D. I have some of them chosen Pareto chart or Pareto analysis. Why D is a good answer? Someone can justify your answer?
Uh, I think Pareto analysis is a quality tool which basically tells us about the 80-20 rule. So 80%
Right?
of the problem in the 20% of the parts.
That's right.
Usually, it is. So
That's
in
right.
that sense, here the term mentioned is related hindrances, and they collected it. So majority of the things when project manager reviewed it, so he can identify the root cause in that. So this
Okay. 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 So 80% of the problems could be because of 20% of the causes, isn't it? So if I clear off this
yes,
20% of the problem, it could solve the rest 80. That's called 80-20 principle, isn't it? So which means that I'm expecting the project manager here, this person, spending time with the team to identify which 80% of the things are happening because of this 20. Is it what happening here in this picture? But your thought is right. What is 80-20 is correct. But this I'm a bit doubtful. But let me ask this question. Praveen says yes. Praveen, how can I understand this 80-20? How can I put it? When they say project manager working with the team to understand details of.
Okay. Shri, this is my thought process. I don't know, I
Mhm,
might be wrong here. See,
mhm,
both histograms and Pareto analysis. Histograms, we put them the way we get it. That is a
Yes,
histogram.
this is what
But
histogram.
Pareto analysis, Pareto exactly, that is histogram. Pareto analysis is basically we put them in an ascending or a descending order to understand them better.
To put this way. Okay.
Right. So understanding, identifying the hindrances, and relating them to each other,
Yes.
that would
Yes.
give you a complete picture of the complexity, and
Yes.
that'll help you go with a plan forward. That's my
That's
thought
right.
process.
That's right. That's right. That's a good point. But is it what happening here? What your thought is really good. I like it. But is it what this guy is doing? Which of this technique has a project manager used here? Is this guy segregating it? Is it segregation happening here?
yes, because it is mentioned clearly that in order to understand the overall complexity of the project.
Ah,
So that means to understand
uh,
overall complexity, they are clubbing the majority of the
ah.
problems
Okay.
aside.
Okay. Let's read this line one more time. The project manager is working with the team to understand details of each identified hindrance. Is it a grouping or getting into all 100 items? What is happening here? How the
Each
hindrance relates. It look like no grouping is happening. Going a little more detail onto that, right? And
Yes.
understanding the complexity of overall project. Look like bit skeptical. Now, let's come back to the answers itself after the discussion. Total quality management is about organizational structure, how I work on focusing as a quality as a whole group. So this will go away. Elimination technique. Critical analysis could be a technique, but critical thinking is a better technique. Still, that is not happening here, asked for. So it goes away. So the competition is good in between C and D. Now we have to finalize these two guys. Here we are talking about 80-20 principle here. And here we are talking about seeing as a whole, how it is connected, interconnected, so that I can achieve the vision. Now we have to choose between these two items. Now, in this question, they given something that each identified and analysis happening. Somebody can debate with me, no, Shri, this is this. Somebody can debate in this place. Now, I'll give it one more opportunity. Now, if you want to choose between systems thinking and Pareto analysis, C or D, let me look at your chat window. If one more choice, what will be your answer? Answer starts coming up. Let's see how it goes. Look like C is dominating bit here or more. Okay. Okay. D is coming again. All right. So now what we'll do is, thanks for the answers given there. And I also see answers from YouTube. Ramu, Ramakrishna, I saw your answers there. So what I'll do is I'll put the answers in the board. All right. So look like a C dominated. Let us see what it is. By the way, I'll mention you that this question you cannot answer by common sense. You should know some of the terminologies. If not, you can answer it. Let's see what it is. The project manager, by looking at the connections between, look at the word, connections between the different hindrances to have a full understanding of a picture, use systems thinking. There's the answer. Okay. But let's understand other parameters also. TQM, Total Quality Management, is a continual process of detecting and reducing or eliminating errors in manufacturing, streamlining supply chain, management, improving the customer experience, ensuring that employees are speed to the training. Look at here. Can I say it's a total organizational approach? Can we say that? Is it in the control of project manager? What you see here?
No, no, it's an organizational approach.
It's bigger, right? I think it's a little more bigger. It's bigger than scope. Can I say this will go back to the governance of your company?
Yes.
Can I say it's a governance, the way of working of your whole
Yes.
organization?
Yes.
Of course, I can contribute as a manager. I should contribute. I can question them, but streamlining the supply chain, I think it's a little more bigger. It's not in my control. If Amazon has to improve their system, TQM, Amazon will look for how the supply chain is working. My role will be one of the project manager. I can give suggestions, but I cannot change things there. So a bit challenging there. Let's go to Pareto itself. The Pareto principle states that 80% of the project benefits come from 20% of the work. Or conversely, 80% of the problems cannot be traced back by 20% of the causes. Okay. If I have some life problems, could be 20% of the reasons. I may be too much into mobile, too much of television, or too much worried on something. I can remove this. My 80% of life will be good. Pareto analysis identified the problem area or task that will have the biggest payoff. It could have been done here, but we didn't do that. But the exam question is not asking you what you could have done. If that was a question, maybe you will look for some answers. But the question is telling what has been done here. If you look here, the question is used, past tense. Past tense. They're not asking you what manager should do. When the manager can be done, maybe you'll think in the different direction. That's a different area itself totally. But they said what has been done here, used here. When they say used here, the systems thinking, you start seeing the connection between the compartments. My sleeping habits with the food habit, my exercise, can this make the body fit? The holistic approach has a big picture, and that's what they're asking for. In this question, in this room, at least 50% people know the concept, you will choose the answer. And I took this 5-10 minutes to explain the concept. Reason is, when you read another question like this, you will come to see TQM there. You will come to see systems thinking there. You will come to see Pareto analysis there. So you could answer a few more questions. The reason I'm saying here is, when I take a question, if I take 10 minutes to analyze one question, it is going to benefit me 5 questions in the future. But today it looks like more time consuming, but it's very beneficial. Let's look at Sabrish point. Sabrish, what do you want to say here?
So basically, Pareto analysis, we are grouping, but we are not exactly grouping hindrances. We are grouping like root causes with respect to their hindrances. But what exactly asked is, we have to group the hindrances, like how they're related, like hindrances versus hindrances. It's not like hindrances versus the root cause. And also, like my previous point, so we have to consider it as a holistic approach. So
yeah, there it goes, right? There it goes. Imagine in exam, we get an exam question like this. If someone never read any of these topics, how good they can answer this question? Somebody never read the books here, directly go and sit in the exam. Can they answer this question? Probability is there, right? By chance, you choose something.
Oh, we will make a guesswork and we will lose mark.
Lose mark, right? What if I read this a topic, still it will be challenging, isn't it? The provided, if I understood this topic, they say the in hint word, lot of related hindrances. Okay. And in order to think the overall complexity. I heard one tip some time back. What the tip here is for the examination, when you see an exam question, and if the question is too big, or you get answers, a single word answers, first read the answers. First, read the answers. For example, if I am here, I'll quickly read Pareto analysis, systems thinking, critical analysis, TQM. The moment I read this, my brain knows what is TQM, brain knows systems thinking, little bit of Pareto analysis. Now, when I start reading the question, my brain already starts mapping very well what could be an answer. Some people use these techniques in the main exam. When they see a big question and they see a single word answers, first they read a single word answers, then they go for the question. This is one approach. When these answers are lengthy, long line answers, that doesn't make sense because you can't remember all this stuff. Rather, they read the question and come back here. It's one of the thought process. It's up to you how to apply. When I am preparing for the exam, what I used to do here is, when I read this question, I will not read the answer from A, B, C, D. I have a habit of reading answers from D, C, B, and A. This order I read. You can question me why you do that. Those days I felt it was useful. The reason is, in many exam question, what I found is, after reading a question, when I read answer A, when I read answer B, somewhere I'm stuck here. My brain feels that this could be a good answer. After this, even though I read these two answers, my brain was not processing properly. I somehow get justified myself to stay here. So I don't read all the answers properly. Whereas when I read from bottom to top, I read all the answers properly. If you ask me what logic it is, I really don't know. I really don't know. This worked for me in my brain. You can question it the same way, but Shri, if you read from here also, you may lose these two answers, right? But that doesn't work that way. In my brain, when I read from the bottom, I start reading all the answers correctly. Whereas when I read from the top up, I stop somewhere here. If some of you face this kind of a logical problem in exams, when you choose as answers, use this way of reading the answers from the bottom. Maybe you may get to the top. Because in this room, we have different variety of people. I can't generalize it, but I'm just saying that idea, how can you read the questions? Sabrish, go ahead.
Would like to give just one tip that I followed like during my safe and STRUM exams. Like I don't know whether it will work for others or not for this exam. So basically, I used to first go through the options and then just the last question. If it helps, like I'll answer. If I'm still confused, then I go to the story actually.
Oh, by reading question itself, answer itself, you choose it.
No, I used to do like just I read the question like just the last line of the question, and
Okay.
if I get some sense of, because I have already know the option, so if I read the question, if I can answer, then I'll answer. If I'm not sure, then I again read the whole story because we had less time, right? So
That's nice. That's nice. But if If my boyfriend or a girlfriend is paying the exam fee, I can do this trick with the PMI. PMI is a bit tricky. I will not recommend for all the question. Maybe 1 or 2 questions you can try. Because what will happen is in PMI they'll give some scenarios. Without understanding scenario can turn little tricky. So, but I like your point. If you're in time urgency, time pressure, read the last line and choose the answer. Isn't it? That will help. I think that could help some people, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm again.
Fantastic. All right.